What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is Thursday, April 30th, 2026. We are here at the Polderbaan after having to relocate from the Kagbaan initially. Wind has changed and has become more southerly, and that is why the Kagbaan was initially closed. Now it's open for departures again, but I think it might be the secondary runway for departures. They switched to the 18 runways this morning, and I was standing at the Kagbaan half set up when all of a sudden the 777 passed overhead coming from the center runway. So better safe than sorry, since it didn't look like there was going to be anything happening from Kagbaan anytime soon. I figured I'd relocate to the Polderbaan instead. It's pretty windy. If you check the meter, you'll see the wind is 12 knots, but gusts up to 22. It is relatively windy, and it has been quite windy all the week already. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for your patience. So we're now at the Polderbaan, where arrivals take place. As I was approaching here, 1747 from Saudi already arrived here. If I'm not mistaken, there are a few more underway. Let's have a quick look on flight radar. Here we go. Flight radar open. Let's zoom out. I thought I counted 3, including Saudi. So Cargolux is underway. Expected around 11:38, so that may go to the center runway. Cargolux arriving from Miami should be landing here. And what's the Emirates doing today? ETA 120, and yes, there are plenty more 747s underway, but not for the early afternoon. So yeah, let's see. Hope it was worthwhile relocating, because we already have a few viewers on Thursdays, and I can imagine that waiting so long for something to begin, not a lot of viewers left. Hopefully they'll come back. Time will tell. BA City Flyer having arrived from London City. Parallel arrivals have already begun. It's 10:40, so that means from 10:40 until 11:40 they're going to use 2 runways. Here's the center runway, having opened up. ITA flight 120. And thank you so much, Steven, for the relocation snacks for Team AMS. Well, the team is just me today. Thank you so much, Steven, for your patience and for your generosity. You didn't have to super chat anything, but you did it anyway. Thank you so much. And also congratulations to Wouter Bot, who is celebrating 9 months of membership, whatever runway it is, as long as it is AMS Live. Thank you so much for the kind words, Wouter, and for your long-standing support. 9 months and counting. I hope they've been to your liking thus far. You can see it's actually quite busy already over here. A few people have already gathered here, and that on a Thursday. Yeah, hard to frame without getting heads on the shot. Our next airplane arriving is KLM Flight 598, arriving from Cape Town in South Africa. There is a Corendon World to Fly A350 behind it. Glackham Track is also celebrating membership anniversary today, 6 months. Yes, yellow loyalty badge, let's go. Thank you so much, Glackham Track, for your support as well. To you and Wouter, I say, if anything is amiss in the lounge, let me know. And let me see what I can do to make things better for you guys. Now, Glackham Track, thank you so much, and congratulations on 6 months. And warm welcome to everybody. Marja, goedenavond. Jackie, goedemorgen. Peter, Dodo, Marcus, Gilberto, good morning. Bobbers, good morning. So, here we have KLM Flight 598 arriving from Cape Town in South Africa. Well, the trees have grown. Oh, and already a bumpy landing. It's pretty windy. Sunny but windy. ambient audio is good. If it is too loud, let me know. If it is too low, also let me know. Kevo, good morning. Martin, good morning. Koen, goedemorgen. Other than slightly annoyed, I'm doing well. Of course, it is annoying when you are halfway through setting up and the runway you were hoping to film from is closing. It's mainly that the relocation, as you guys have noticed, takes a lot of time. I don't have a very mobile setup. I do have a good setup, but it's not very mobile. So if you have to switch locations, the teardown, the relocation, the setting up again, it takes time. Precious time that I wished I could have used filming. A very good morning to everybody who joined. You're watching windy Schiphol Airport. This is Corendon World to Fly Flight 5990 arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. Flight time has been 8 hours and 37 minutes. It's the ECNTB, 4 years old, first flight April 2022. It's crabbing, but it's crabbing away from us, so it doesn't look that spectacular. It's more impressive when the airplane is watching you straight in the eyes. I didn't see much of the chat this morning, but I thought I did see that Jillard Kraak renewed his membership. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, Jillard. Thank you so much. Hope I saw that properly. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Now, big picture overview. The sun is out. Cirrus and contrails in the sky. Have a look. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's also a small one over here. There's a 10th one over here as well. The wind on the scale of chimney smoke indicating a lot of horizontality today. Emirates arriving, flight 145 to center in the background. And over here, KLM flight 1918 arriving from Zurich. Hey Pete, what up mate? Dodo is on the other side of the airfield. Yeah, that's what you get if ATC closes the Kaagbaan and you have to relocate. Stupid ATC. Emirates flight 145 arriving from Dubai, 777-300. 7 hours and 40 minutes underway. The Alpha 6 Echo Quebec Papa. First flight was in October 2018. 7 years old. No image stabilizer enabled. With the other, with my previous tripod, I would have needed to resort to using image stabilizer to prevent the footage from becoming too wobbly. So that's what you get when you go for a high-end professional tripod. I'm very pleased with it still. Makes for good filming. Now, big picture overview, as you guys can see, it is lovely weather otherwise, except for the wind. It's warm, it's dry. Yours truly is over here. And we already have a bit of a crowd over here. Jean-Yves, salut mon ami, good to see you again. We're waiting for the next traffic. The next traffic is not yet on the glide slope. I think, is Air Arabia Morocco coming this way? Looks like it is already turning. I think that's going to be a Polderbaan arrival. Martin asks if I know the Dutch band Focus. Unfortunately, I can't say that I do, mate. Never heard of them before. That doesn't say a lot. I live under a stone predominantly most of my days. Lance, good morning. J.W. Slijm, goedemorgen. Justin, goedemorgen. Joop, goedemorgen. Droopy, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, everybody. Finlay, goedemorgen. On second look, I'm not too sure if Air Arabia is coming this way. Are they going to do... Oh, I think I have the answer. I was just about to ask. Are they going to do a runway inspection? And before I could even finish the sentence, I could already see the bird control on the runway. So there's an inspection in progress right now. But that's okay, they will reopen the Polderbaan soon. K4. Now, I'm not seeing any contrails coming this way from the southeast. Usually all the quads from Frankfurt are on the heading from over there to over here and then overhead and continuing further northwest. I'm sure that the wide bodies exodus from Frankfurt has yet to begin. That's probably timed similar to the outbound exodus of Schiphol. FOH, what's that, Martin? I don't think I know that abbreviation. Probably something with sound engineering. For the time being, traffic to the center runway while there is a runway inspection in progress here on the Polderbaan. KLM flight 1828 over there. Of course, it is an Embraer. And without needing to look on flight radar, you can already tell what type it is just by looking at the winglets. Relatively short, more upward. So that's an Embraer 190. Front of house, ah. I don't think now I know what the abbreviation stands for. I still don't know what the meaning of front of house is. I know a lot about a few topics and I know almost nothing about a great deal more. The tractors are still here. Hey, and it's spring, so cyclists are also about, as they almost always are. Usually during the weekends that you see a lot of them over here around Schiphol. But also today. Let's see, that's one tractor. And we have another one right there. In the background, this is the Rembrandt Tower. That's at Amsterdam station. Now you can see that there are also some people on the other side of the runway. Over there. And have they parked their car over there? Not sure if that's completely in line with the rules. Then again, it's only cheating if you get caught, so... Air Arabia Morocco, arriving from Morocco, which is in the north of Africa. A very good morning to everybody who has joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We started almost an hour late because I had to relocate from Crosswind to Polderbaan. Just as I was halfway through setting up over there, all of a sudden a 777 passed overhead, which had taken off from the center runway to the south. And to me that was a clear indication that something was up. So it wasn't looking like Crosswind was going to reopen again. I did see a few departures just now, so it looks like they have opened up runway 24 as secondary runway. I think that the 18 runways are the primary runways in use for today. The wind is from the east, but there is a southerly component to it. It's east southeast. That's how you should properly formulate it. Means it's mostly crosswind, but also a bit of headwind for airplanes that are landing to the south. Which is why I switched things around, unfortunately right at the time that I was halfway set up. So I had to take everything down again, walk back to the car, drive to the Polderbaan, walk up the cycling path and set up everything again. Hopefully no unexpected runway changes in the meantime. I do see that a KLM A330 is still going to the wrong runway. So that is not good news. It does look a little, but I say that very cautiously, that KLM Flight 1002 behind it is turning in for Polderbaan. So it does look like things have reopened again, just not in time for the A330 that we see over here. KLM Flight 696 arriving from Toronto. Before it is KLM Flight, no, not KLM, Spanish KLM, Iberia, Flight 731 arriving from Madrid. In the meantime, a very good morning to all who have joined. Janus, goedemorgen. Good morning. Marcel, good morning. Jillis, goedemorgen, good morning. Mark, good morning, mate. Gmob, good morning. So this is new wheat. KLM Flight 1002 is also going to the wrong runway. So they're still not using Polderbaan, which is interesting. Which is the first airplane arriving from the west assigned to Polderbaan again. It is going to reopen, isn't it? Come on. Is any of you guys watching on omgevingsinfo to see what the runway assignments for arrivals are? I'm wondering, is the Embraer 193 arriving from Brussels going to the Polderbaan again, or is that still going to the center runway? So this is KLM Flight 696 arriving from Toronto, Canada, A330-200, 6 hours and 53 minutes on the way. It's the PHAOC, pronounced as FWOC. I said, what the FWOC happened this morning with the runway use? It's a 20-year-old airplane. First flight was in October 2005. Dick, goedemorgen. Grover, goedemorgen. Jetstream Journeys, goedemorgen, good morning. Well, the one from Brussels is also going to the center runway, I can already see. What's the first airplane going to the Polderbaan? Is there one? Is KLM Flight 1404 going to Polderbaan? Or are they all being assigned to the wrong runway now? Oh my word. The 737 arriving from Paris. Where's that going to go to, ladies and gentlemen? KLM flight 1424 to Paris, to Polderbaan. Thank you so much, Richard. So they are taking their sweet time. I am looking around to see if there's still a vehicle on the runway, but I don't see any. So to me it seems like the runway inspection is already over. But I guess ATC is taking their time with reassigning airplanes to the Polderbaan. Right, A321neo, KLM flight 1002, arriving from London Heathrow. The next ITA arriving from Rome is now also 2 airplanes behind this one, going to the center runway. Let's see, the next 747, if I recall correctly, was expected in 38 or so minutes from now. 11:38, so that's probably going to be one of the last airplanes still going to the center runway. Mark H, what are you doing, man? Thank you so much for your generosity. Mark H just now gifting 5 memberships. A warm welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge to the new members who just received a membership from Mark H. Have fun with the 34 custom emojis that you now have at your disposal for a month. Don't forget to say thank you to Mark. And if you enjoy the membership, consider renewing it once it is expiring. Or maybe gift somebody else a gifted membership who might also enjoy it. Mark, thank you so much for your generosity, mate. 5 new members courtesy of you. And a warm welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge to the new members. Let's do some tractor spotting here as well. There is a green tractor coming. Is that Fendt? No, it's Klaas. It is Klaas. A quick wave to the young man who was driving it, and he waved back. Meanwhile, KLM flight 1704 arriving from Brussels is over there. The sprouts are coming. This is what things look like when you're standing here. Big picture overview. Next after this is going to be ITA flight 108 arriving from Rome. That's an A321neo. ITA flight 108 arriving from Rome, A321neo, followed by a jet, also an A321neo. This ITA has been underway now for 1 hour and 57 minutes. It's the EIHXA, that's Hotel X-Ray Alpha, a 2-year-old specimen, first flight October 2023. And if all is well, the next airplane to Polderbaan is now turning final. That's the KLM arriving from Paris. And Wolfgang, servusmate. René, goedemorgen. René tuning in from Beerta in Oost-Groningen, the east of Groningen. So that's just about as northeasterly as you can get here in the Netherlands. A warm welcome to everybody. The wind is so fierce and the temperature is still comparatively low that my nose is running. If you're standing in the sun, out of the wind, it's lovely weather. Obviously the sun this time of year has a lot of strength already. Not sure how high above the horizon it gets these days, but it must be above 45 degrees already, probably more towards 50. The wind is blowing from the east-southeast, so there's a lot of crosswind for the airplanes that are landing here. Little bit of headwind, but mostly crosswind. Now, finally, we had to wait for it for a while, but there's our next airplane. KLM flight 1404 arriving from Paris. Still pretty far away. Gives us a bit of time to watch the airplanes that are closer by. So this is a jet arriving from Istanbul, Turkey, another A321neo. And it's going to be followed by Aegean, which is also an A321neo. So that's 3 consecutive A321neos going to center. A jet arriving from Istanbul, Turkey. Usually flight time around 3 hours. And the same for Aegean and Athens. Let's have a look. Flight time for this airplane has been 3 hours and 12 minutes. So that's more or less normal. No elaborate detours, judging by the flight time. Slight wobble. Yeah, so wind 12 knots, but with gusts up to 22. Parallel to the Aegean, behind this airplane is our next airplane to the Polderbaan. The 737 from KLM, arriving from Paris. Alter ego of Zico Zor, eindspotting, good morning. Richard, goedemorgen. So, let's have a look. KLM 737 arriving from Paris. It has a follower. KLM flight 1070 arriving from Southampton. Is that it for the time being? I think it is. So they began with opening up the center runway around 10:40. That usually means it's going to be an hour of parallel arrivals. With a little bit of luck, I'm hoping for that. They are going to close the runway a bit earlier than that. But it does look like the next 747, which is expected, or at least last time we checked, was expected to arrive here around 11:38, will probably go to the wrong runway. Let's have a quick look in a moment and see what we can make of it. Oh, and there's a bonus queen coming, Yillard says. Hey, that's good news. We'll be leaving around 11:40. With a little bit of luck, it's coming this way. They often are being led to Schiphol via the coastline over the west. But last week they also sent one more eastward, and it went to the wrong runway, to the center runway. Hey, you're welcome, Danny. Thank you for the kind words. Now, let's have a look. KLM flight 1070 up next, arriving from Southampton. And while it is arriving, let's have a quick look on flight radar and see the current status quo with respect to quads. So Cargolux is flying over Germany, ETA now 11:40. That's interesting. Give it a few more minutes of delay, and it might be coming to the Polderbaan instead of the center runway. It will be a close one. This one should, on paper, be coming to the Polderbaan 12:36. There should only be one runway open, and considering the wind, I'm expecting no changes in runway use. Emirates A380 116 ETA. That's unfortunately one for the center runway. I think I am hearing a propeller. Is the Dash 8 on the platform moving about? The Coast Guard Dash 8? So, looking to the south, clear sky. Quite a few contrails to the southwest. Looking to the southeast, looking to the east. Also contrails, contrail remnants, maybe a cirrus cloud or two. Looking to the northeast, looking to the north, looking to the northwest, looking to the west. The sun is about. The wheat in the fields are growing steadily. This is a field of wheat. There's a field to the left which is even further developed already. It's nice to see. So they also planted some potatoes here in one of the fields that are leading up to the parking lot of the Spottersplatz. Typical ridges, very typical. Alright, once again traffic to the center runway and not yet to the Polderbaan. Indigo is also on arrival for the center runway. Now number 3. No Coast Guard. Okay, well I could have sworn I heard propellers. Something coming my way from the northeast. That's a twin jet. Overhead in the vicinity, not much to see. Couple of contrails forming an H. And this is KLM flight 1816 arriving from Frankfurt, Embraer 175. Most of the traffic arriving to Schiphol now is arriving from the east. Indigo up next. Indigo to the center runway, flight 21, arriving from Mumbai in India. Flight time has been 9 hours and 46 minutes. It's a 7879 Dreamliner, the Lima November Foxtrot November Echo. That's an 8-year-old specimen. First flight was in April 2018. And now an excavator coming this way on the cycling path. With a generator and a piece of pipe on the back. Donald has awoken, or at least I saw him moving his head about just briefly. I think it's nap time for him still, confirming that ducks are actually night owls. Right. Wolfgang was saying that the Lufthansa 74 will pass you. Now flying over Markermeer. It will pass north of me. Not in the... It will pass north of me, I think. I think this may be it. Unless the direction you were indicating is incorrect. But this is Lufty. This looks to be a 7-4, and it looks to be at marker Mir, flying from southeast to northwest. Pixels. Okido. Do we have traffic to the Polderbaan already? Not yet. Jesus, what is up? It's one of those days where I think we all should have done something different, and I should have stayed home, and we should have just enjoyed the weather, doing other stuff than plane spotting, because is it Friday the 13th? No, it isn't. Is it? Jesus. Hey, Paul is also back in the chat. Good morning, mate. Hope you're doing well. So we're at Polderbaan, but here also no traffic. I don't think they're using the Kagbaan right now, are they? No, it's still parallel. It's of course parallel arrival still, so they're using Alsmeerbaan now for departures. One runway for takeoffs. Where did I see the departure? Over there. Oh. Nah. Or? Nah. They already passed each other. Yeah. Hard to assess how close they were, but from this angle it did look rather close. EasyJet to London Luton should be turning in. Yep, there it is. Visibility is good. There's just not much to see today. All's well on my end as well, Paul. A little annoyed that I had to relocate and go to this runway, because I really didn't want to go to the Polderbaan. Wanted to do arrivals on Kagbaan, which were taking place until I was halfway through setting up, and all of a sudden the 777 passed overhead, and it turns out that they changed the runways. But yeah, the wind is pretty fierce. You may not hear it on the microphone because I'm having the blimp with me, but it's pretty windy. Also on the scale of chimney smoke you can quite clearly see it. Let me see, can we find a windsock? How is the sky is blue. How much Viagra is there in the sky? Yeah, it's pretty excited. Alright, EasyJet flight 22515. Look away if you're gluten intolerant, it might invoke cramps. This is arriving from Celiac City, aka London Luton. It's an A320neo. It's 11:19. In 20 minutes from now, a 747 is expected. The question is, will it land here or will it still land on the center runway? Chris Coot is doing morning cardio, or yeah, no, I think he's swimming about. Cargo Lux to the Zwanenburgbaan to the center runway. Well, thanks for letting us know, QJ. That was to be expected, right? Can't go our way today. Now, with an ETA of 116, last time we checked, the Emirates A380 is also going to go to the center runway. There's one 747 underway from Miami, which should be here around 12:40 if I recall correctly. That should be going to this runway, normally speaking, on paper. Two airplanes on the glide slope. Transavia in the background, arriving from Ibiza, the party island. And is there a third one? I think a third one has turned in. Yep, see something glimmering. Hey, tractor. That's a Fendt. That's the fertilizer tank being relocated to the north. Right, EasyJet flight 22515 arriving from London Luton, A320neo. The Gus HC, that's Golf Uniform Zulu Hotel Charlie. It's an 8-year-old A320neo. The first flight was in November 2017. And yes, only when I started filming did I notice that the bush a bit further away has grown somewhat since the last time we were here. There's always something in the way, isn't it? Isn't there? Now these are tractors moving sand about, which they need to reinforce the dikes of the Polderbaan area on the other side. It's the same, it's basically a continuation of the project that they already finished here last year. So with the edges being fortified and with those pikes and boards. They're now doing that on the other side. This is Transavia flight 5672 arriving from Ibiza, party hardy on the island of Ibiza. 2 hours 12 minutes underway. It's the Papa Hotel Sierra Bravo, the HSB, 16 years old already, a true workhorse. First flight April 2010. And a low-key wheelie, check it out. Very nice. You don't see 737 pilots making wheelies that often. Don't think that the airplane type is, with its low landing gear, is very built for it or something. You hardly ever see pilots of 737s making wheelies, but they can be done, as indicated, as demonstrated by the pilot flying just now. As if there is no wind here. I can assure you that there most certainly is. More Transavia, another 737 over there. And the number 175 arrived from Norwich. On final here. Ah! So that's where they're going to deposit all the fertilizer. And there's also the hose. The hose with which they are going to... I think they're going to connect... Are they going to connect that to... Are they going to connect the tractor with a hose to that unit? I think they are. They'll be driving around with a long hose connected between the tractor and the fertilizer tank, so that they can inject the fertilizer straight onto the fields directly from that big tank. Right, KLM flight 1056. Arriving from Norwich, Embraer 175. Also, no issues whatsoever, despite the wind. Howdy Teun, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We do have quite a few people watching still, and together they know quite a lot. Don't be afraid to say hi in the chat. It isn't mandatory, but it is always appreciated. If you guys are enjoying the show, don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already. It will help to bring in more people in the future. Particularly on Thursdays and Fridays, we have plenty room for more viewers. KLM flight 954 arriving from Newcastle, Embraer 190, and parallel to it, KLM flight 1406 arriving from Paris. Hey Maxime, goedemorgen. Dennis, goedemorgen. Schlepverslauchung. Sleep. Vermesting of zo? Verslauchung. That's probably fertilizing. Schlep, of course, means towing. The Dutch word is sleep, which is almost exactly the same. I'm not sure what the name... If there is a name for it in Dutch, there probably is. Olivier, goedemorgen. And welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined. You're still watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. Quad alert. There's a contrail coming this way. An airplane with 4 engines. With the wind and the temperatures, my nose is still running. I'm going to re-invite the Schiphol elephant. Just briefly. Now, what is it? Is it an A340? Is it an A380? Is it a 747? Lufty 747? Lufty A340? I'd say those are the most likely candidates. Lufthansa A340? Well, there you go. Always standing out. Hard to miss if you look around. Camera's now pointing directly into the wind, so if I go really far into the digital zoom, you will see some shudder. Still, it is very minute compared with the previous tripod. With wind speeds like we are having here today, I would have probably seen more vibrations, and you too. Right, she's coming this way. That's all good. Nothing in the immediate vicinity. Donald is still sleeping. He's doing a power nap. He's enjoying the sun. Hopefully shielded from the wind somewhat. Oh, he's also watching us. All right, we're on to you, mate. We see you too. Sleepslangbemester. Right. Towing hose fertilizing. Tow hose fertilizing. Yeah, that's what you would probably translate that to literally. Thanks for letting us know, QJ. I didn't know. The A340 is getting close to the zenith, which means that my tripod is going to lock out at some point and will stop being able to follow the A340 until it has passed by a little bit. Yep, that's that's the tripod locking out. I can rotate, but I cannot go further up. We'd have to wait. And then once it starts entering more in the center, once it starts entering the center part, we can zoom in again. Here we go. And as always, with the sun immediately behind us, it provides the most contrasty view. The headshot when it's approaching gives us the best view of the contrail, and this of course is a very nice contrasty view of the airplanes when they have passed us by. I am once again seeing that airplanes are not yet going to the Polderbaan, or are they? Is KLM Flight 1030 coming this way? Because KLM Flight 1710 arriving from Luxembourg is going to the center runway. Cargo Lux is in the vicinity of Purmerend, just a little bit further to the north. I think we need to look in the direction of the scale of chimney smoke if we want to catch a glimpse of it. I see something reflecting. I'm not sure if that's the 747. I think it is. Yep, it is. So we found our next 747. There it is already. Still flying north of Purmerend, so how many kilometers away is this? 15 at least, if not more? Probably more. 20? 20, 30 kilometers? Something like that. Cargo Lux Flight 492 arriving from Nairobi. It's going to be followed by a Chinese triple. Is the Chinese triple also going to the center runway, or is that going to be coming to the Polderbaan already? Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Michael. And good morning, all others. W, good morning. "27 kilometers," me myself says. Ja, wat... Ja? Vast wel. Je kan volgens mij gewoon een clipje ook maken van het fragment van de stream. Ja, dit is nu live. Moet je eventjes kijken of dat lukt, anders moet je eventjes contact met me opnemen. Maar als het goed is kun je gewoon... Ik heb geen andere, zeg maar, alle dingen van de ticker en dat soort dingen zitten al ingebakken. Dus je... Ja, als het goed is wel. Als het niet lukt, moet je eventjes contact opnemen. Is goed. Guy came over here. A colleague of his just landed in the Transavia flight, so he was asking about the clip. Chinese trip to the center. Thank you, Richard. So it's not our lucky day, is it? KLM flight 1042 also seems to be going to the center runway. What are they doing? Has the runway closed? Very demotivating. Very demotivating. It looks like everything is going to the center runway right now. What's going on? Hey John, good to see you again, mate. Welcome back. Perfect timing. The first 747 of the show. Unfortunately, going to the wrong runway. Cargo Lux flight 492, arriving from Nairobi in Kenya. Is the Embraer 190 arriving from London City going to the Polderbaan, or have they closed the runway for whatever reason? It almost looks like it. Yes, Embraer to the Polderbaan. Holy cow! So all the interesting big birds are going to the wrong runway, and we are we have to make do with crumbles. How many of you guys have pitchforks and torches? We need to gather and go to ATC and demand more airplanes to the runways we are filming from. Jesus. Hey, Bill is also back in the chat. Good to see you, Bill. Welcome back. And welcome to everybody else who also joined. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. After a late start because I needed to relocate from the Kaagbaan where I was halfway set up when all of a sudden a 777 came overhead and it turns out that they changed the runway use. This is the first airplane, the first 747 of the show. There was one landing here, Saudia, right as I was arriving here. There is a nice combo of two contrails on the same route, more or less, seemingly. Those pilots in the airplane in the back have a good view of an airplane just ahead of them. Right, there is a 787-10 arriving from LAX coming to the coastline. Is that going to be going to the Polderbaan? I almost don't dare to ask. I'm afraid of what the answer might be. Hey Han, goedemorgen kerel, good to see you again. Tractors over there, out and about. Alright, Cargo Lux flight 492, which is arriving from Nairobi. That's the capital of Kenya, a country in Africa. 8 hours and 27 minutes on the way. It is a 747-400. Registered in Luxembourg, Lima X-ray Yankee Charlie Victor. That makes this airplane a 17-year-old. First flight was in July 2008, so it will turn 18 pretty soon. It's operated by Cargo Lux Italia. Now, that is an interesting combination, Luxembourg and Italy. Is there anybody who is watching who knows a little about the history of Cargo Lux Italia? Is it a merger? Is it just a subsidiary? And if it is a subsidiary, why did they choose Italy and not Ireland, for instance, or Austria? Because that apparently is where all the other carriers are registering their airplanes. For obvious tax reasons in the case of Ireland, I'm not too sure, but maybe Wolfgang knows. If there are also, there must be tax reasons involved as well for so many airplanes having an Austrian registration. Landing on the wrong runway, but it does seem to be landing successfully without the wind being a factor, a hindrance. See that Sarah is also back. Welcome back, Sarah. Hope you are doing well. Welcome back, one and all. You're still watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're here at windy Schiphol Airport, where the Polderbaan is now open for arrivals again, or at least it was all along, but it didn't look like it. There's traffic coming this way. It's narrow bodies galore for the time being, and the wide bodies to the center runway. Here's the Chinese triple that is following the 747. China Southern Cargo. 777 freighter, 10 hours, 6 minutes on the way from Chongqing in China. It's 15 years old. First flight was in August 2010. And the KLM Embraer in the meantime landing over here. Alright, an MPS on its way to Frankfurt, having taken off from 18 left. No, that's not it, is it? So where's the MPS then? Is it already further out? I don't see it anywhere. The MPS is probably already out. KLM from LAX is also going to center, says Buzz. So all the wide bodies are going to center. The Embraers are coming this way by the looks of it. What are they doing? Jonas says that Cargolux Italia is an Italian cargo airline set up as a joint venture between various Italian investors and the Luxembourgish Cargolux. Okay, well, there you go. TUI Flight 757, is that going to the center runway? That's also going to center? Oh dear, what are they doing? The wind is pretty fierce over here, I have to say. Let's have a quick look on at the weather. I will update the meter in the ticker in a moment. Also load the meter page for you guys. Well, there's interesting stuff to see in the meter. Let me also update what we're seeing over here. Latest meter says 16 knots of wind. The wind is blowing from the east to southeast. 16 knots, no more gusts. Cavalcade. Interesting is that the current air temperature is 16 degrees and the dew point is -4. There is 20 degrees of separation between the two. That means the air is really dry. So, wind from the east, not much else to see over here right now. And all the wide bodies are going to the wrong runway. The narrow bodies are still coming this way. This is an E2 Embraer arriving from Edinburgh. Oh, TUI is coming to the Polderbaan. Okay, well. Luckily for us then. Two airplanes on the glide slope. It's all Embraers for the time being. Next airplane of interest should be a 747 arriving from Miami, which should be here in an hour or so from now. Probably a little less than an hour from now. And the Emirates A380 is expected around 1:15. Unless they are really going to screw around with us and all the wide bodies are going to the wrong runway. My plan is to stick around until the A380 will have landed. Center is still open. Normally speaking, the runway should have closed already. It's open for an hour and 5 minutes already. It's not as if the wind here is different from the center runway here at the Polderbaan. In the meantime, KLM flight 604 arrival from LAX going to the center runway. And a tractor behind me passing by. Whoa, 16 degrees and a shitload of wind. Still not the warmest day ever. It is very dry over here. We haven't had any sizable amount of rain in a long time. And you can see things are pretty dry over here. Hey Gertin, goedemorgen, good to see you again. Alright. Embraer. And a 7-3. And a TUI Dreamliner. Finally, some big hitters making their way to the Polderbaan. This is KLM flight 984 arrival from London City. Twin jet coming this way overhead. Is that Delta? No. Air Canada perhaps, or BA? Now, 1 and 2 over there, and 3 and 4 over there. Really heaps of airplanes in the sky, and it looks like today they're all visible. EasyJet. No need to ask, no need to guess. Floaty landing by the 737. Hey there Nielsen, good morning. Air Canada to Toronto, David Wolf says, thanks for the heads up mate. Or for the information I should say. Transavia, over there. One of their A321 Neos. And one of the last airplanes, by the looks of it, going to the center runway. Finally. About damn time. TUI flight 757 arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao. 7878, 8 hours 48 minutes on the way. The Papa Hotel Tango Foxtrot Kilo. 11 years old, first flight May 2014. It's interesting to see that as busy as it was here 20-30 minutes ago, it's now gotten really calm. There are a few people with lounge chairs or something, foldable lounge chairs by the looks of it, sitting a bit further to the north of me. Everybody who was here around me has gone. Little reverse thrust there. There were some people over there, gone. There are quite a few people over here, mostly gone. Still a few sitting over there, having seats and whatnot. We have a few people even further to the north, and still some people sitting on the benches. It does look like Fidel Castro is over here as well. Yes, there he is. As always, on the hunt for Pinky and the Brain. And EasyJet, an A320neo arriving from Split in Croatia. By the looks of it, the last airplane for the time being going to center. So that has been an hour and 15 minutes, almost 15 minutes of parallel arrivals. Much longer than normally would have been the case. Not exactly sure why that was. Also quite annoying that quite a lot of the wide bodies that were arriving from the west were assigned to the wrong runway. At least for now it should be good. At least for now until 1, everything inbound should be going to the runway we are standing next to. Hope you guys are still enjoying the show. If you are and you want to help this channel grow, don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already. So we're still waiting for a 747 from Miami and an A380 arriving from Dubai. And the police, the department that Roelof is also a part of, buitenbewaking. KLM flight 1174. Doesn't look like a KLM, does it? That's German Airways, but not even a true German Airways. It also looks half BA. The bottom is BA, the top is German Airways, and it's a flight on behalf of KLM. KLM flight 1662 arriving from Bologna, E2 Embraer 195. Behind it is another Embraer, an Embraer 175 arriving from Cardiff. And behind that should be another E2 Embraer 195, which is arriving from London Heathrow. Delta Airlines flight 144 arriving from Seattle is approaching the coastline and should be here in a matter of minutes. Finally, a few wide bodies coming this way as well. Nice spacious carrying cabin in the back. And there's the hand on the top of the control panel. There's also a bonus queen on the way. Danny was already referring to it. Yeah, fingers crossed it's going to be directed to the west so that it will be landing here. Think we deserve a little treat, don't we? Hey, Donald has gone. Just trying to see how he was doing, but where he was before, he no longer is. And I'm also not seeing him in the water nor on land in the vicinity, so he must have snuck away when I wasn't watching. Hey there, Rob. Good morning. Welcome to the show, mate. Welcome to the show, everybody else. You're still watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. And we're here at windy Polderbaan after initially having gone to the Kartbaan for nothing. The wind direction and speed made that they changed the runway use. Even though they were still landing on the Kartbaan as I was arriving there and setting up. Only when I was halfway did all of a sudden a 777 pass overhead from the center runway. Now that's something you also don't see every day. That's not exactly the most common runway use for center. They are also able to use it to the south for departures, but it's more common that you see them taking off to the north. Arrivals from the south are much more common than departures to the south. This is KLM Flight 1004, arrival from London Heathrow. There's an Emperor 190 after that, behind it, arrival from Barcelona. And the Delta A330 should be turning in. So that should be approaching from the left in the background somewhere. Should be able to see that soon enough. Donald over there. That's Gary Grebe, the mother ducker. Okay. Did Donald go to ninja school in the meantime, and has he become a ninja master? Delta Airlines, flight 144. I think that's the first A330 that we are going to see land here on the Polderbaan since we began streaming here, or did we see others before and have I already forgotten? I'm not sure. Dot. Delta Airlines Flight 144 arriving from Seattle, Washington. Up next, A330neo, November 438 Delta X-ray. It's a brand new airplane, first flight July 2025. Let's see, there's a Transavia flying downwind west of me. 737 arriving from Berlin right after this one. Is there more wide bodies on arrival? Oh yeah, there are a few arriving over the Gulf of Yorkshire. Alrighty, Delta Airlines, here we go. 9 hours and 23 minutes on the way. The November 438 Delta X-ray. That's a brand new airplane. First flight was in July 2025. So it's not even a year old still. Can you tell it's a bit windy? The sun is still out. Are we going to get a almost collision? Nah. I'm still waiting for a moment that we are going to see two contrails cross simultaneously. It's not happened before yet while streaming, but I am on the lookout constantly. One of these days we ought to catch one of these occurrences. Another 747 Lufty. This one quite clearly in the old livery still with the yellow logo on the tail, which will become visible in a moment again. Or is the left tail fin too much in the way? Well, here's the logo appearing. Slowly but surely. Yeah. We're enhancing pixels, we're magnifying pixels with digital zoom, so the quality of the footage will not get better. Oh, there is our next arrival. 737 from KLM. Which one is this? There's a ground vehicle with its label overlapping. Now I can see 1774 arriving from Berlin. Richard, goedemiddag. Michael, good morning. Welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy and we're here at Polderbaan, where it's pretty windy. Double-digit wind speed. This morning it was 12 knots with gusts up to 22. Last time I checked the meter, it said 16 knots. The wind from the east, it's more or less pure crosswind. If there is headwind, it's only a slight component. Most of the wind is crosswind. Now, from east to west, so the airplanes are crabbing, but they're pointing away from us. Here we have an airplane that is turning in very close by. Transavia arriving from Faro, flight 5358. Finnair with the blue balls. Coming this way. Thanks for the heads up, W. Let me see. It hasn't taken off yet, has it? Don't think I can already see anything behind me. Oh, well, apart from sea. Oh. Oh yeah, of course. Okay, so they have gone back to using the north-south oriented runways then, haven't they? Interesting. This is Transavia flight 5358 arriving from Faro in Portugal. Still not seeing a sign of a Finnair A350 somewhere over there. Has it already taken off or is it still going to take off? Let's see. Oh, Finnair is still taxiing. It's not even anywhere near the runway yet. I was already looking around, expecting something to be airborne in a moment from now, but I see where it is on the platform. It's still taxiing. Thanks for the early heads up. Still not even in the vicinity of the runway. Okay. Zero issues whatsoever. Nicely done. C-17 approaching from the southeast and is going to be passing almost directly over me. Makes me wonder if this is it, because this is an airplane producing 4 stripes, and by the looks of it, that is the only one. This is a twin jet. The rest is even further to the south. Aren't really on a collision course. Alright, Gary Grieve is coming this way. The Mother Ducker. Have a look. Pretty birdie. So that little control in the middle over there, that's a C-17 coming this way. By the looks of it, it's going to pass south of me. Floaty approach of an E2 Embraer 195 over here. should be a C-17. Yeah, that definitely has all the hallmarks of a C-17. Still relatively far away. It is going to get closer by pretty quickly. Hopefully it's not going to be coinciding with the arrival of the A330-200, which is now number 2. We found Donald again, ladies and gentlemen. No longer is he missing. He is swimming and thriving by the looks of it. Headshot, butt shot. Right. Let's switch again and have a look at the C-17. See to what extent we can see more details now. Well, not many, since we need to go to zoom to infinity first, which is right here. Yep. Pretty birdie. Looks a bit stubby, but it is a big machine if it is on the ground. Absolutely not a small airplane. SkyTeam Embraer 190 having landed here just now. And just in time for us to have a look at the A330 that is next. KLM flight 767 arriving from Bonaire. A330-200. Flight time 9 hours and 2 minutes. It's the PHAOE. Wow. It's 19 years old. First flight July 2006. I read thick. And all of a sudden I say sick. But it's 6 with an X. Tippy-toey, but still quite lovely. I see on flight radar there is a 777 from Emirates Sky Cargo also approaching, flying downwind now. Should not be too far out. I don't think I can see it just yet. Lovely 2 airplane glide slope shot. Transavia flight 5820 arriving from Bari in the foreground. KLM flight 744 arriving from Lima in Peru, which is right next to right behind it. Robert Albertson is also back in the chat. Good to see ya. And welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined in the meantime. You're still watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're here at windy Schiphol Airport, where the wind is blowing from the east. So the airplanes are crabbing, but they're crabbing away from us. Something that you don't normally get to see. And no go-arounds yet, for those of you wondering. There are 2 747s underway, or no, the bonus queen has not yet taken off yet from Paris. That should be happening in 15 or so minutes from now. We also have 1 747 underway, which, if I recall correctly, was expected here around, well, within half an hour, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a quick look after the triple, which is next, has landed. So this is KLM Flight 744, 777-300 arriving from Lima in Peru. Flight time has been 11 hours and 39 minutes. It's the Papa Hotel Bravo Victor India. It's a 13-year-old airplane. First flight was in June 2012. Quite a lot to see. There it is, flight 263 arriving from Warsaw. Behind it there should be a Vueling turning in from the left somewhere. Not sure if we can see that already. Fourth airplane is also turning in from the right. That's arriving from Bremen, and Embraer 190. Finnair A350 lined up for 18C. Hopefully it's going to be turning to the west and coming this way overhead. Well, with today's runway use, I'm not sure that it will. Usually it would have been taking off via runway 24. As well, it should be coming this way. Right, let's turn around the camera, have a look at the Embraer 190 in the distance, and while it is making its way to the runway, let's also have a quick look on flight radar and have a look at the airplanes that we can still expect. So there is a 747 underway arriving from Miami, Florida. That is now right here. This is a Cargolux that already landed on the center runway, which still has its transponder on. There should be, in 15 minutes or so from now, another 747 appear in Paris, which should be coming this way. Cargolux arriving from Miami is expected around 1:16. Oh, I thought there was another one. Whoa. Huh? Did the Cargolux has gathered a lot of delay. I think earlier its ETA was half an hour earlier. Now at 1:16, or am I now mistaken? Either way, a 747 and an Emirates A380 are expected here almost at the same time, between 1 and 2 o'clock. Unfortunately, it means that the A380 is going to be landing on the wrong runway. And unlock the tilt axis so that we can see a lot. Finnair Blue Balls special livery is coming this way, just took off via center. Now I'm standing really close to the excrement bridge, so it will be in the way somewhat. Until it is closer by, then we should be able to see it. I do see the blue balls. Well, I did see it just now. It's now flying behind the excrement bridge, but it should be coming pretty soon. A quick look at the blue balls of Finnair. Probably in the top right corner. Yeah, there's the A350, all right. A350 Finnair going back to bloody Helsinki with blue balls. Not the best angle to be filming in. I do feel that the camera is very susceptible to the wind in this angle. balls of Finnair. Right, let's quickly turn back so that the camera wires don't get tangled. Hans favored in the meantime landing here. Hey, Annette is also back in the chat. Good to see you, Annette. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It's windy here at Schiphol Airport, and that reminds me that I also have to update the ticker. Let's see what the meter is saying. Wind speeds now 17 knots. Let me quickly update, and also runway use, because it does look like they are using the north-south oriented runways. So that means it's 18 left and 18 C most likely for the departures, and 18 right and 18C for the arrivals. I've updated the ticker, the meter in the ticker. You can see the wind is now 17 knots and it's from 090 degrees, so it's easterly wind, pure crosswind more or less, although the wind is the variable between 060 and 130 degrees. Cavalcade still 16 degrees is the temperature, and the dew point is -3. You don't see that very often, such a big difference between the air temperature and the dew point. It means that the air is very dry. If you guys are enjoying the show, don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already. It will help tremendously to bring in more people on those still quiet Thursdays and Fridays. Just a slight bit of reverser there. Big fat twin jet producing a contrail just southeast of me. Not sure if we are able to pick it up, because this is Emirates Sky Cargo arriving from Aguadilla, landing here next on the Polderbaan. Flight time 7 hours and 55 minutes. The Alpha 6 Echo Foxtrot November. It's 11 years old. First flight was in June 2014. At it's 10 o'clock, the next airplane behind it already. The airplane that is approaching behind it is an A321neo. Aer Lingus, flight 604, arriving from Dublin. Hey, and Jeff is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Slight vibration from the... I think it may be... it's tension on the rubber bands that is vibrating the... what's it called again? The panhandle. There we go. Put one of my fingers on the rubber band so it dampens the vibration, and the resonance is also gone. Right, let's see. Twin jet over there. Oh, are these on collision course? Maybe. Just maybe. Nah, left is going to be ahead already. You will have passed by already, yeah. Wah, wah, wah. Which one was this? Oh, Emirates. More Emirates. And there it is. Yeah, you're too late. You're too late. Another big bird after a small bird. Here in the foreground we have Shamrock, aka Aer Lingus, flight 604, arriving from Dublin, I think. Yeah, Dublin, Ireland. A321neo. And next after that, we are going to get a few more wide bodies. It's small, narrow body, wide body, narrow body, wide body. Hey, Charlene is also back. Good to see you again. Welcome back, one and all. Yeah, so pretty windy here today. I'm standing here with my AMS Live hoodie on and just a t-shirt below. It's a bit chilly, I will tell you honestly. It's not so much that the temperature is low, but the wind makes it pretty chilly. It's been quite windy here the last couple of days. I think only tomorrow in the course of the day the wind is going to drop a little. Tomorrow we have temperatures expected of 25 Celsius in the middle of the country. In other words, it might become the first official summery day. 25 degrees C is around 80 F. If it's going to be as windy as it is today, it's going to be long sleeves weather still. We do have the possibility of a few droplets on Saturday and Sunday, so I'm not sure yet where and when these droplets are going to fall, if they are going to fall, and if it will hinder us with streams. For now, it doesn't look like it's going to be very substantial, so we're probably going to be good, but you never know. Delta Airlines 136 about to land here. Left main gear first, leaning into the wind, which is coming from the left for the airplanes. And Jesus is tuning in from Indiana. Good to see ya. Welcome to the show, mate. Welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined in the meantime as well. You're still watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're here at the Polderbaan. It's getting busy again, with people now also standing a little in the way. But yeah, who cares about people filming here? Robert asks, don't they realize they're in the shot? And apparently they don't. This is KLM flight 1164 arriving from Bergen. This is also the reason why I didn't want to go to the Polderbaan initially this morning. KLM flight 1164 arriving from Bergen. And behind it, still a bit further back, should be KLM flight 758 arriving from Panama City. Next up, KLM flight 758 arriving from Panama City. Well, at least it is visible for me, which my head is a bit higher. Meneer, zou u misschien een heel klein beetje opzij kunnen gaan? Dank u wel. Ja, op YouTube. Dus ja. KLM flight 758 arriving from Panama City, a 777-300 there it is. 9 hours and 30 minutes on the way, the PHBVO, Bravo Victor Oscar. It's 11 years old, first flight March 2015. Now I'm seeing a TUI Dreamliner on flight radar that is flying west of us. Don't think I have it in sight, but it's arriving from LDE, and that's a destination I don't think I remember from memory. Tarbes. Probably mispronounced that. Tarbes? Tarbes? Where on earth is that? The flight time has been 1 hour and 26 minutes. TUI Dreamliner just off the coast. Tarbes or something. Don't know where that's from. Clouds from YouTube also back in the chat. Goedemiddag. Romeo, goedemiddag. So, I also see that Iceland Air is approaching. That's a 767 coming this way, flight 500. Looking to the east, I'm also happy to report that there is a Suparna Airways 777 arriving is coming this way, arriving from Nanjing in China. Tarbes is a maintenance facility, says Scott. How do I pronounce it? Is it Tarbes? Is it Tarbes? And where is it? Like herpes, Tarbies. I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce it. I probably am mispronouncing it. Apologies to the Tarbesians who are watching. South of France. Okay, I didn't know. So it's Tarbes or something. It's probably Tarbes. Alright. For a moment I thought, am I crazy now? I'm not finding the next airplane on the glide slope, but there is none. Tarbes, Lourdes. Right, in the vicinity of Lourdes. Somewhere over there, there's a 777 arriving from Nanjing in China. That is Suparna. It's 12:33, means we still have 27 more minutes of just the Polderbaan open for arrivals. The next airplane turning in should be an A319. I think I have it. There it is. That's EasyJet flight 27806. Then the TUI should be arriving from the left as next airplane. And we might also get a combo shot with Air Baltic, which is still arriving from the east. KLM flight 755 arriving from Guayaquil is also approaching the coastline. That's still further to the northwest. The Dreamliner should be next to enter the field of view from the left at some point. I am going to zoom out a little. Oh, well, I was wrong because Air Baltic is even closer by already. Optically, at least. Now, where is the Dreamliner? The TUI Dreamliner is late. Ah, a bit lower. There it is. So the number 2 is really low. The number 3 was higher still. Together they are now forming a glide slope shot. Suparna has turned to the north and is just above the scale of chimney smoke from here. That's the 777 arriving from Nanjing. That's now flying downwind and should be arriving here pretty soon. And also I'm hearing a helicopter. That's right west of me. Is that coming this way again? No. It's continuing towards Haarlem by the looks of it. That's a police helicopter, and I think I can also hear a tractor coming my way. Yep, most certainly there is one coming this way. Oh, it's slowing down. Is it going to be... Oh, it's slowing down because it has to fit. Have a look at this machinery. I think they might start sowing in this field over here. Yep, it's reversing. It's reversing into the field, I think. These are, to me, seed injectors. I think they're going to be sowing something in this field over here. Before the tractor, they're making the ground flat. And through these tubes, I think they're going to plant seeds. Looking at the spacing of the tubes, are they going to put onions here? I think they might be. Going for onion seed over here. I'm just saying what I think based on what I've seen via YouTube videos. I am no agricultural expert by any means, but from what I've seen, this is what I think is going to be happening here. Spafman23 says, greetings from South Africa. Cold winter day in Johannesburg. First time I am watching you in the week. Have a good day. Thank you for saying hi, Spafman. All the best there in Johannesburg, which of course is in South Africa. Awesome. Now, there's also a TUI Dreamliner arriving from France, coming this way. One side is lowering on the tractor, and now this side will lower as well. Yeah, prepping the ground. It's been plowed, but still very rugged, so they're first going to prepare it, smooth it out a little, and then these things cut open a small ridge. The seeds will be placed in it, and they'll also automatically be covered in dirt again, just at the right spacing and depth. Excellent, we're here. Soon in the merch store, AMS Live Onions. Jeff says, I think AMS Live is more knowledgeable about hydroponics. Well, as it happens, my bonsai and a lot of my houseplants indoors, I have placed on gravel, certain cat litter gravel, because it does make overwatering a thing of the past. When you use small pebbles or lava or whatever substrate you want, the only thing you need to do is water enough, but overwatering is almost never an issue anymore, because the excess water will leave the pot, provided it has holes in the bottom. Right, well, it's starting its first pass I think. Start in the edge, orient properly, or reverse a little. Then everything will get lowered and they'll start. Lovely. In the meantime, Air Baltic landing here. Yep. And the drilling has begun. Lovely to see. We'll see it soon enough once it has done a pass over the field and it's coming back. And we can see what's happening from the front. Next up, KLM flight 755, arriving from Guayaquil, which is a port in Ecuador. 7879 Dreamliner, 10 hours 45 minutes on the way. The Papa Hotel, Bravo Hotel Papa. That's a symmetrical registration. You can read that backwards and it still says the same. It's a 7-year-old machine. The first flight was in August 2018. And Gilberto misses the fisherman. I said it before, those nets are no longer here, so I don't think that the fisherman is going to be returning anytime soon. Celia is right. Luckily the wind isn't blowing your way, otherwise it would be dusty. Normally speaking, the wind would be coming from the west. But now it is blowing away from us. As if there was not enough dust in the air already yesterday. Big forest fire in just east of the center of the country, and the wind was blowing it into our direction. We could smell it for hours on end. Big forest fire. Don't think it's under control yet. Next up, Suparna, arriving from Nanjing in China, flight 87919. This is a 777 freighter, 10 hours and 52 minutes on the way. It's a brand new airplane, that means it's less than a year old. First flight was in September 2025. It's the Bravo 227 uniform. Yep, you're right, O-Gamer. It was an artillery training area as well, just as our military was busy with another exercise of sorts. It happened before. Forest fires started where our Ministry of Defense was doing an exercise in one of the training areas with live artillery and bombs, they said on the news. What? Things are extremely dry over here, and our defense people are there. Well, they still have to, the KMAR, the military police that we also see pass by over here on a regular basis, they still have to investigate the matter, which they will not begin doing until the fire is under control. 1 and 1 equals 2, but you never know. It might be pure coincidence. Alright, we're still waiting for a 747 and for an Emirates A380, and there was also a second Queen underway, a bonus Queen from Paris, wasn't there? Let's see, is that already airborne? Is that underway? I'm not seeing anything in the air yet. What is the current status of the alleged bonus Queen? Because I'm not seeing it yet. I do see that the Emirates A380 is approaching Dutch airspace already. Now, are we going to be lucky, and is the central runway going to open up late, since they also kept it open longer than normally would have been the case? Or are they going to open the central runway at 1 again in 15 minutes from now, just like normal? So the first row underway, and the tractor driver has gone out of the vehicle, has gotten out of the vehicle. It seems like something is stuck. Now he needs to climb back into the vehicle and continue driving again. Iceland Air 7675500 arriving from Reykjavik in Iceland. Nice to see they are using the 767s. It's a pity about the livery, but what? Paul says A380 to Polderbaan. What? That's not possible, is it? The A380 assigned to the Polderbaan now. That's interesting. Where is the 747? Are they going to be arriving here simultaneously? Are we going to get a mother of all glide slope shots? Because that is now, of course, theoretically possible if those are landing simultaneously right after one another. But looking, our flight radar Cargolux is still northwest of Norwich, so I'm inclined to say that Cargolux is not going to be landing right after the A380 will. Jeez. Wow, that's a nice little bonus. After after all the ordeal we had to go through this morning, changing runways, seeing all the interesting wide bodies go to the center runway, which was open unexpectedly long this morning. I just had a look at flight radar and I was zooming out between Amsterdam and Paris. I didn't see any 747s airborne coming this way. Is there an update about the bonus Queen? Is it still coming? Will it be late? Because it doesn't seem to be airborne already. I wasn't seeing anything. Right. Wolfgang says that there is a beluga flying southeast to northwest over Utrecht. If it is producing a contrail, Wolfgang, the only airplane it can be is probably this one. Because looking in the direction of Utrecht, this is the only control I can see. It's really far away. Don't think it is... If it was the Beluga, it would have been impossible for us to see any details on it. I think now maybe my chat window has frozen since I had to scroll laterally. Tap by Portugal A321neo arriving from Lisbon. Oh. Okay, tiptoey, but still. Bit tiptoey, but still a good showy. Verpatat also back in the chat, good to see you again. Welcome one and all. If you guys are enjoying the show, don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already, if you want to help this channel grow. Let me quickly lock the pen and tilt axes and see if I can get the chat back down to the bottom of the chat. Paste the link. No, come on. Me and my fat fingers. Top chat, live chat. Zoom in a little, and yep. Got everything working again. Now, it calmed down here briefly, but you can see that people have gathered again. Not sure if news of the A380 landing on the Polderbaan has traveled so quickly that everybody is now coming this way. It's school vacations this week, which is why it is so busy, considering it is a Thursday. Embraer 190 landing here, and the tractor is coming back. Now unfortunately there is a man a little in the way, I think. Yeah, the tractor is right behind the man. So we need either the man to move or the tractor to move further this way. The tractor is following a sort of circular pattern where he isn't coming back immediately next to where he went outbound first, so there's a little bit of space in between. Maybe now you can see the tractor is now on the right of the man, and he began here on the very far left end of the field. Cathay 747 estimated time of arrival 1:44. Okay. We'll see. Sparta Rotterdam, goedemiddag. Nico, goedemiddag. Storm Eagle was already there. This is KLM flight 1614, a 737-800 arriving from Milan, and after this, Delta Airlines flight 236, which is returning from Tampa in Florida. Oh, tippy toe. Still nicely done. Can't complain about that landing. Well done. Now we can have much clearer visibility on the tractor. Here you can see they're prepping the land first. This is plowed land, but otherwise they didn't do anything to it. So the equipment in the foreground is to flatten the earth a little, make it crumble into finer pieces, insofar as that is necessary. Equalize it a little, firm it up. Prepared for the seed, which is then injected on the backside. And you can see that the tractor has to steer a little to keep the tractor on track. It's all GPS driven these days. Although the driver does seem to be working pretty hard to move the tractor about. All right, Tampa, Florida is where this airplane is coming from. Delta Airlines at 236. Yellard celebrating 12 months of membership. If I recall correctly, I'm not sure if you were here when I mentioned it earlier, but I think I saw that you also renewed your membership this morning, Yellard. Yellard Kraak celebrating a year of membership, and I thought I also saw this morning when I was at the Kaagbaan, and I had a look in the chat to let you guys know that I had to switch runways, that you also renewed your membership. Congratulations on a year of support, man. I hope you like it in the lounge still. Always a pleasure to have you in our chat. Had a great time meeting you that one day with your daughter, and I hope we'll meet again sometime soon. Hey Solex, check it out. That's a little bicycle with a combustion engine. Very popular in the decades before I was born. I think in the 50s, 60s and 70s you saw them more. These days they are rarities, and you have Solex clubs that go like motor clubs on tour drives, where a lot of those vehicles together go and tour around. Solex. It's sort of a moped, but the basic frame was based on a bicycle, if I recall correctly. It's before my time, but I thought they were basically bicycles with a small, probably 50cc combustion engine. Bilbo Swagging says, gosh, looks to be a beautiful day, huh? Well, it is if you're standing outdoors in the sun, out of the wind. Here the wind is constantly blowing. And then it is a little bit chilly. I'm standing here, I've been standing here all the while with my hoodie on, but I'll tell you, it is, I've also got my my hoodie over my hat, just to keep my neck a little warmer. Still have the gloves on, the fingerless gloves on. This is KLM Flight 622 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia. It is a 777-300ER. Sure, let's do a wheelie. Because why not? Alright, let's see. The Emirates A380 is in the vicinity of the city of Amsterdam, and I think I see it turning to the north now. I think this is our big behemoth. Yep, there it is. It's coming this way. It's coming to the Polderbaan, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you're enjoying shows like this and you want to help this channel grow, don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already. It helps immensely to bring in more people on Thursdays and Fridays, which still have plenty room for more people. Looks like it is the old standard livery. Our members already have access to the latest iteration of the standard livery of Emirates, the one with the ribbon tail. Emirates Flight 147 now having turned to the north, downwind to the Polderbaan. Flying brick, says Storm Eagle. Some of you have likened it to a flying bathtub as well. Very, very flattering names. Yeah, there's a big difference between the A380 and the 747, isn't there? The 747 has a way of looking sleek and thin while being big, while the A380 is just a big trunker. Right, let's pick that up later. There's a few airplanes still ahead of it, which will land here first. The first of those is this KLM A321neo. It's going to be followed by an Embraer 190 and then Sky Express with an A320neo. I'm not sure what they're showing over here. Now that I see the path, and also it's not wheat, is it? Is this summer wheat then that they're showing, or is it onions? No, onions have smaller seed beds, if you will. Those are more narrow, just like with flower bulbs, with tulips and hyacinths. Maybe this is also wheat, another field of wheat. Are they now using the Kaagbaan for arrivals as well? Jesus, they are doing a runway roulette today, aren't they? Yep, well. Arrivals, runway 06. I've updated the ticker. I have no idea what the other runways in use right now are. If they're using a secondary runway for arrivals. Because now what I'm seeing is departures from runway 09 by the looks of it. Oh boy. Runway use today, very interesting. So arrivals 06, 18 right, and departures are now runway 09. Check. Here's our flying bathtub once again. Turning final for Polderbaan. And two preceding airplanes. There is a third one that's turning in from the left. That should also be out there somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is. This one is also still going to go ahead in front of the A380. Wait an hour, you'll get departures in the Polderbaan, says Wolfgang. I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. I like big planes and I cannot lie. Rick Meester celebrating 37 months of membership already. What is up, Rick? Good to see you again. congratulations on 37 months, and thank you so much for your long-standing support, not just as the first or second member. I'm not exactly sure which one of you or Jerome is first, but either one of you is, so you're either number 1 or number 2, and also one of the first moderators of the channel, and ever since you have been one. Thank you for all the support. It's always a pleasure to have you in our chat. Looking forward to seeing you again in real life sometime soon. Have a look at this glide slope shot, ladies and gentlemen. Jerome will love this. This one's for him. That's thumbnail material right there. If you like shots like this, don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already. It will help immensely to bring in more people in the future. You guys, what a show. Plan on going to the Kagbaan this morning. Then halfway set up over there. They closed the runway. Then at Polderbaan for a long time it looked like the center runway was the primary runway for arrivals. Now Kagbaan is open for arrivals, just like it was this morning until I was halfway through setting up, and they changed runways. Here at Schiphol it's always exciting. You never know what's going to happen. I didn't expect that we were going to see the A380 here on this runway today, but such is life. Now it may well be that the 747 that is approaching from the west will be going to the Kagbaan now. Usually when Kagbaan and Polderbaan are open together for arrivals simultaneously, Kagbaan is doing the traffic arriving from the west and Polderbaan is accepting all the traffic arriving from the east. So the current runway configuration may mean we're going to miss out on the 747. Cargolux is already over the Gulf of Yorkshire. What runway has it been assigned to? Because probably it will have already had a runway assignment. Had a quick visit to the Polderbaan last Monday on King's Day. Hey, nice. And then the Soldaat van Oranje. Hey, 747 to the Polderbaan. Wow, lucky us. I'm happy with that because that is something I didn't expect we were going to see. Keep repeating myself, but yeah, it's a day of unexpected surprises. The farmer is making good progress with sowing his land. I'm not sure what the crop is that they're sowing, if it is wheat or onions. The more I look at the lanes, the more I think it may be wheat. Here's the A380, the flying bathtub. Emirates Flight 147 arriving from Dubai. Number 3 of Flight Radar tracked by 1128 people. And we only have a fraction of that watching today. If you guys want all those people to join us next time the Emirates A380 is in the top 10, make sure to leave a like, because the more people will find this channel and will be able to watch not just on Flight Radar but in the live stream as well. Normally speaking, this airplane would have flown around 6.5 hours to get here. Lately, with all the things going on in the Middle East, the flight times vary between 7.5, like today, and then also 8 hours or longer sometimes. This is the Alpha 6 Echo Echo Juliet, 13 years old, first flight April 2013. And also congratulations and thank you so much to Miss Magic Memories, who is celebrating 6 months of membership. Thank you so much for the support. I hope that everything in the lounge is still to your liking. If not, let me know what you feel needs to be improved and I'll get on it. Let's look and listen. Will it reverse? Probably it will. over here. It sounded a little underwhelming. It sounded a little underwhelming. I've heard them louder. I've heard them louder. Now, Han, what are you doing, man? Another little surprise coming up, he announced, and then 5 gifted memberships. Han, you really didn't have to do that, mate. Thank you so much. To what do we owe the honor? A warm welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. Those 5 new members who just received a gifted membership from Han Hendriksen. Don't forget to say thank you to him if you're one of the recipients. Have fun with the 34 custom emojis that you now have at your disposal. They're there to be had fun with, so make sure that you use them and have fun with them. Mate, thank you so much for your generosity. 5 new members, courtesy of you. And a warm welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, to the new members. Is there another C-17 passing over Leiden in a moment? Let me see, is that from west to east? There is a contrail just above the excrement bridge, but I'm not sure. Is that the C-17? Is that for... Yep, yep, it is the C-17. I wasn't sure if it was a quad or it wasn't, but... So that's the second C-17 of today's show. Flying in the vicinity of Leiden. And there is a 747 coming this way. It's turning to the north for its downwind leg. I'm trying to see if maybe I can catch a glimpse of it already. While also trying to film the A321neo. Right. Okay. Vehicles on the cycling path here all of a sudden. I'm looking out to see if maybe over there I can see the 747 already. I think it may be a tad too far off the coast. Not yet am I able to see it. I do see something that is passing, is going to be passing me north. Also with 4 engines. Is that a Lufty A340? It does look like it is Lufty. It looks more like an A340 than anything else, from what I can see. Ah, Storm Eagle already said it. The A340 from Lufthansa, A340-300. Right, so Cargolux is arriving in a few moments from now. In the meantime, Charlene is celebrating 12 months of membership. Thank you so much and congratulations, Charlene. 12 months a member, that means you have gotten a green badge as of today for a year. Greenpeace is going to be thrilled. I know I am as well. Thank you so much for the support. If anything in the lounge is amiss, do let me know what you feel needs to be improved and I'll get on it to see what I can do to make things better for you and the other members. Now, I had to scroll again, so I'm once again stuck with a live chat that isn't updating till the very end. Let me see if I can troubleshoot that right away. Top chat, the live chat, zoom in, scroll down. Yep, got it fixed again. Are the mods still accounted for? I didn't fat finger hide anybody by accident, did I? Nah, I see Maria, I see Wolfgang, I see Rick. Is Paul also still there? All the mods still accounted for. Me and my fat fingers. Oh, little bouncy. There's a little bit of wind, can you tell? There's a little bit of wind. Check. Everybody present. Good. Don't want to be losing any mods inadvertently by my fat fingers. Now, Turkish flight 1957 is also approaching. Air Transat also has been flying back to Amsterdam again from Toronto lately. Jeff is missing on the mods list. Is KLM flight 1218 going to center? Don't tell me that they have now opened center. What? KLM flight 1218 is looking like it's, yeah, well, it can go to the Polderbaan. It might also continue to turn further south, and it's not. It's continuing, isn't it? There it is. Yeah, it's continuing. Okay, for a moment it was looking like for a moment I thought the KLM 737 from Stockholm flight 1218 was possibly turning in for the center runway. But it doesn't seem to be the case. Now, Charlene, what are you doing? Charlene Michelle just now went ahead and gifted 10 memberships. That is incredibly generous. You really didn't have to do that. Celebrating a year of membership, which in itself is already plenty of support as it is already. Now 10 new members courtesy of Charlene. I hope that everybody who just received a gifted membership will say thank you to Charlene. Don't forget to say thanks and enjoy the 34 custom emojis that you will now have at your disposal. Land Cruiser has arrived on the scene. I think that's the farmer, or at least somebody related to the fields here. I've seen the Land Cruiser before. Don't particularly like this model. The newest ones, what do you guys think of that? That looks infinitely better in my humble opinion. Looks a bit like the, what was it? F Cruiser? Anyway, again, a massive big thanks to Charlene for 10 gifted memberships, and I hope that everybody who received the gifted membership just now will enjoy it. Don't forget to say thanks. Also, a warm welcome to Nena, who just became our latest Aurora Skylines member. You can also become a member yourself still. Nena just became our latest Aurora Skylines member. Welcome to the club. Thank you so much for your support and vote of confidence. If you need to know where stuff is, ask around. Many have gone before you and will happily show you the way. Where is it? Nenatsevic. Here's the 747 Cargolux 86 November, and below it visually is Turkish flight 1957 arriving from Istanbul, Turkey. Temperatures are not yet tropical. The wind is pretty hard, and for a person like me, probably recognizes it. You'll get a runny nose. Sounds very stuffy, so let me quickly invite the Schiphol elephant in the room. I'd hoped it would no longer be necessary this time of year to be blowing my nose while streaming. Now, Versluis 17, just discovered the stream, I love it. Greetings from Rotterdam, greetings back to 010. Nice of you to say hi. If you are new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. It isn't mandatory to say hi, but it is always appreciated. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Quite a few people are watching. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Just stupid answers and silly answers. Andrew also just in time, back for the Queen. Renata Savic says, I'm watching your channel for years and finally I'm a member. I always forget to subscribe. Better late than never, mate. Thank you so much for the kind words and for the vote of confidence. Don't forget, guys, if you guys are enjoying the show, leave a like if you want to help this channel grow. It will help immensely. Toyota Land Cruiser and the Fendt tractor in the back. New crops being sown here today. I'm still not sure if it is wheat or if... I think it may be... I'm pretty sure now it's onions because they leave a strip open in the middle and then they leave a seed bed which is prepared and then again a strip of land that they're not using, and it's thinner. It's less wide than the seed bed is, so I'm pretty sure it's onions. Right, this is Cargolux 86 November, arriving from Miami, Florida. 8 hours and 36 minutes underway. Let's look and listen. Jules says that the feeding tube was not connected, so there are no seeds planted. Then why are they going over the field then? That doesn't seem to make sense. Ah, that's why the farmer probably came out. He saw the stream and saw that it wasn't connected. And the tractor driver is now getting it. Alright, next up, Turkish Airlines flight 1957, arrived from Istanbul, Turkey. A330-200. Practice, yeah! Real life farm simulator. Let's pretend we're doing farming. I'm sure that's a cost-effective business practice, what with the current fuel prices. More tractors and 747s. Naomi has to go. Thank you for joining us and hopefully see you again tomorrow or later in the weekend. Hopefully the weather will be good enough to do a stream on Saturday and on Sunday. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, there is no the feeder tube is not connected on the front. Okay, and now they're probably just preparing to land then. Right. There you go. Hey, there's a Qatar A350 in Dutch airspace arrived from Doha. Jules says they are harrowing and preparing for seeding. The seeder in the back has a rotary cultivator they can use separately to flatten the ground. Right, so it's just cultivation of the ground. 4 tractors. A trio over there and a 4th that's like, wait for me, I also want to join the club. They can't move so quickly. Ah, one of the tractors is waiting. Come on, son. Hurry up. Now, I do see that the bonus queen is coming this way. Cathay Cargo should be here in half an hour or so from now. I'm not sure where it's going to be landing on. It may well go to the Kagbaan, if that's still open for arrivals in half an hour from now. I'm not expecting that 747 to be landing here. Now that the Kagbaan is also open, I was expecting that the center runway was going to be open, but it's not. With Kagbaan open together with the Polderbaan, I'm pretty sure that the Cathay 747 is going to be landing on the Kagbaan instead. Oh, huh? So, KLM flight 1800 arrival from Düsseldorf is continuing to the Kagbaan. And KLM flight 1364 arrival from Budapest is as well. If they are going to do that, then I suspect maybe Wolfgang was right. Is the wind turning more to the north? To the northeast now, because then it may well be that the Polderbaan pretty soon is going to start being used for departures. I kid you not. Here is Air Transat arriving from Toronto in Canada. A321neo. Flight time 7 hours and 20 minutes. Oh, is it going around? No. Wow, for a moment that really looked like it was going to go around. I seriously thought we were witnessing the first go around of the day, but ladies and gentlemen, could you guys give me an update of the assigned runway for Qatar? Because I'm wondering if it's going to the Kagbaan or not. Looks like everything also from the west is now going to the Kagbaan. And I am afraid that Qatar might also be going there. If that's the case, then I am expecting, yeah, and I can already see that the preparation is happening. Runway inspection commencing. Bird control. Trainee at the joystick. Might well have been the case. I thought, oh, the nose is pulling up. It's going full throttle. It's climbing out again, but it didn't. Okay, so precisely tuned says that KLM flight 1138 from Dublin will get 18 right, and Qatar 273. Qatar still Polderbaan. Okay. 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 So just a runway inspection and a temporary break. That's good. Good to know. Tractors, Volvos. Kermit the Frog is also laughing at us. More tractors over there. Maria calls it a good time. Says it's a good time to call it a night for me. See you all tomorrow. Well, thank you so much for joining, Maria. Sleep well, and hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for keeping us company, and sleep tight. Interesting to see that KLM flight 1138 has been assigned Kaagbaan. Or no, Polderbaan, right? You guys mentioned KLM flight 1138 is going to the Polderbaan. If that's the case, then are they going to keep runway 06 open, or are they going to switch runways? I find it very confusing, the runway used today. It's not your typical standard runway use that you normally would see. 1138, KLM 1138 assigned to the Polderbaan, right? Because that is traffic arrival from the west. If traffic from the west is going to the Polderbaan and traffic to the east, from the east is also going to the Polderbaan in a moment, then what is going to happen with the bonus queen now underway from Paris? Makes me wonder. In the meantime, Annette 747 is celebrating 7 months of membership. Love this awesome community, she writes. Thank you so much for your kind words, Annette, and thank you for your support as a member for 7 months now. Hope that the 7 months of membership have been to your liking. If anything is amiss, if you have any suggestions for improvements, do let me know. That goes for all members. You guys can hit me up if you feel something needs to be changed or if you have any suggestions. It's always a pleasure to have you in our chat as well, Annette. One of the many from down under, one of the many Aussies and Kiwis, but you're an Aussie, of course, who are watching the channel on a regular basis. Always gezellig, as we would call it, when you guys are here. I hope you and the others are going to keep coming back for more, for many more months to come. 1138 to the Polderbaan, Richard is confirming. Yeah. And traffic from the southwest, only traffic from the southwest, 206. Well, in that, I still think it's highly likely that the Cathay 747 is going to be assigned to the wrong runway, 206. But of course, I would be happily, I happily would be wrong. Bonus queen to Polderbaan. Just as I was mentioning, I think it's. I still think it might go to Kaagbaan. You guys are bringing us good news, good tidings from Ari and from Paul. Thank you so much. Bonus queen coming this way. Nice. Aw, thank you, Annette. My favorite overseas streamer always. Right, well. So in the end, 3 queens to Polderbaan then, or am I miscalculating? No, there was 1 to center, and only 1 we've seen to the Polderbaan. Bonus queen to the Oostbaan. Yeah, as if, Wolfgang, as if. I'd like to see them land there. Also, that also goes for the A380. If people say they can do it, I'd like to see it. Yeah, so it's not seeding yet. It's cultivating the land, preparing it for seeding, which undoubtedly will not be long from now. The equipment on the back can be used for seeding, but it's not seeding right now. It does make the land much more favorable to be seeding, planting seeds in, compared with the rugged land that is over there, plowed and all lumpy and very coarse. Also still need to be doing some seeding of my own. This King's Day, this Monday, I've been preparing my lawn. First dethatching and cutting it. Well, first cutting it, then dethatching it, then aerating it with a hollow tine aerator. Filling up the holes with coarse sand and leveling it a little bit with finer sand. Now the next step is seeding, fertilizing, watering. And since there's rain, there's a possibility of rain expected Saturday and Sunday too. I think I might. No, it's Sunday. Initially it was Saturday as well. I think it's only on Sunday that there might be a few droplets falling here and there. Maybe Saturday later in the day. Different forecasts differ in opinion. So best to get the rest of the project underway today and tomorrow. KLM flight 1138 is what we're now looking at. It is a 737-800 arriving from Dublin. At it's 7 o'clock, there is Qatar flight 273, Qatar Airways. It is an A350-900. Arriving from Doha. Quite a few airplanes that are now coming this way. By the looks of it, everything arriving from the east is still coming this way. And so too is the bonus queen, which is arriving from Paris and is now flying still to the south of Rotterdam. Jeff wonders how long until the 747. Well, if you look on Flight Radar in the southwest of the country, you'll find it over there. So it's still, I'd say, 10 minutes out at least, if not a bit longer. KLM flight 1138, arriving from Dublin, Ireland. Flight time 1 hour and 6 minutes. That's the small airplane here in the foreground on the right. The A350 following. That's the first that we're going to see land here, isn't it? We did see the Finnair A350 with the blue balls passing overhead, but it wasn't landing here. Now I'm also seeing a twin jet contrail flying west to east, little to the north of me. What's that? Is that air? No, that's something. Is that a Chinese triple? tail is, from what I thought I saw, blue and red. Such a shame. It's been such lovely weather here the last couple of days, but because of the wind, even at night, I wasn't able to do anything with my telescope in astrophotography. Still getting things dialed in more and more. Quite a few variables that you have to take into consideration. It's very pretty involved form of photography actually. But that's also why I enjoy doing it. It's a challenge. Qatar, flight 273, arriving from Doha. Over here in the foreground, it's an A350-900. 6 hours and 33 minutes underway. That is exactly, almost exactly the normal flight time the A380 used to have before the geopolitical things that started happening here this year in the Middle East. Tells me that this Qatar probably flew its old route and didn't take extended detours. China Southern, and it was a Dreamliner. There you go. So it was Chinese after all. Raymond, good evening. Welcome back, mate. Welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined in the meantime as well. You're watching AMS Live still. My name is Boy. This is a windy Polderbaan, 18 right. The wind is blowing from the east today. Pretty fierce all throughout the show, and yet we still have yet to see the first go around. Although a few landings did seem to come close. Most of you know I absolutely love the A350. I think it is a beautiful aircraft, and a lot of liveries make it look good, make it look even better. The Finnair Minimalistic, World of Flight Corendon, Delta. There are so many examples of A350s that look good with the livery that they have. This one, Qatar, I don't think it does the A350 justice. A350 is a beautiful machine, but I think this livery is so bland that it makes even an A350 look a bit blandish. CC11 asks if you can also see the fire from where you are at. I haven't been able to see anything east to northeast of me at the horizon. It should be over there somewhere. The wind is also blowing this way again, so I'm not smelling anything. Yesterday we were smelling the fire. I wasn't necessarily able to see any smoke at the horizon, but we were able to smell it quite well over here in this part of the Netherlands. Right now I'm not smelling anything. It might also be because my nose is a bit stuffed, which it also often is, but I'm pretty sure it would I would have picked up on it. And Rick agrees with me about the livery of Qatar on the A350. Now, the new Transavia livery, here it is. Bold font, green engines, green tail. Easy to recognize. Subtle, but a definite improvement, if you ask me. And I think quite a few of you agree. Let me reverse the question. Is there anybody watching right now who thinks that this updated livery looks worse than the other one? I wonder if you look at this patch of land, stretches a couple of 100 meters that way, probably 100 to 200 meters wide. probably 100. Usually the patches of land here are 100 meters and then like 800 or so long, or they're 200 or 300, so it's multiple of hundreds. I wonder how much diesel this tractor will consume going over the entire patch of land that you can see over here. How much fuel would that cost, and how much money would that diesel cost? Pretty expensive probably. Storm Eagle says Cathay 747 is pretty high for Kaagbaan. I thought people already acknowledged that it was assigned to the Polderbaan, Storm Eagle. Should be coming this way if I'm not mistaken. Oh. Sassy. SS Flight 547. Next after this, an E2 Embraer arriving from Gdansk in Poland. Hey, that's also not a bad idea, Rick. Hoping for an all green livery with white fonts. And Rick does prefer the previous livery with the round logo. All white, smaller font, and just a green circle with the white T in it. You think that's better, honestly? Okay, well, there you go. Different strokes for different folks. Once again, exemplified here. Ah, Jules has more information. Jules says a full tank of diesel is 280 liters on the Fendt 516 Vario, which that tractor over there is. And that can last about 11 to 12 work hours on heavy work like cultivating. So yeah, then the question of course is how much time would it cost for the tractor to go over the entire field? And how much percent of that 280 liters would then be used? The Cargolux, the Cathay Bonus Queen is flying a little off the coast of the Gulf of Yorkshire, above the Gulf of Yorkshire I should say. It's coming this way. It's too far out to see already, but it is coming. Meanwhile, 737 Heaven, and that was KLM using their reversers. What? I didn't even know they were allowed to do that. Hopefully none of the neighbors around Schiphol is going to complain. Storm Eagle says, I think the tractor may use 70 or 80 liters for plowing that field if he does one pass only. Obviously if it does more passes it will be more fuel. Well, it's not a good time to be a farmer these days. Here in the Netherlands, the farmers have a surplus of potatoes, and I think that's a global thing this year. We already had the week of the potato, where people are stimulated to consume and buy more potatoes of the farmers who still have excess lying around. These days you can find potatoes in the supermarkets for really cheap. It's incredibly sad actually. And not only that, but also with diesel prices skyrocketing, makes it not easy to be a farmer. Aviation Lover asks, how many 747s have you seen already? How many have we seen? I think the third or fourth is coming. We also saw a couple overhead. I'm not sure exactly how many we've seen in the show today. Did anybody keep track? Because I know I for one haven't. We need to eat more fries, absolutely. More fries, more crisps, hard drinks, indeed, more vodka. This is Transavia flight 5216. It's 737 heaven right now. Mitchell asks, what time was the go-around? I'm not sure. There was a go-around. I certainly have missed the go-around if there was one over here. Not today. Now, look on Flight Radar, ladies and gentlemen. After all the 737s, we are going to get the 7478, a 78710, and also a Qatar freighter, Qatar cargo, arriving from Doha. Nice triplet of wide bodies, which I think will make a nice grand finale for today's show. So I think I will wrap up after the wide body triplet that you can now see north of Schiphol has landed. Hey, Liewe, goedemiddag kerel, good to see you again. Everybody on the AMS Live potato-based diet, fries and vodka. And don't forget crisps. Also a very important source of potato. Alright, the 7478, the bonus queen, should be turning in. Where art thou? Answer. There. Our bonus queen, Cathay Cargo, flight 2014, arriving from Paris, is turning in. It's followed by KLM flight 706, which is arrived from Rio de Janeiro. Now there's a 787-10 Dreamliner. And then the Qatar 777 freighter is also approaching. Gear still in. And now the gears coming out. You can see all main gears are being lowered simultaneously. That's different with the A380. There the outer main gear comes out first. Once that's locked in place, the inner main gear comes out. and then all the hatches close again. There's the Qatar 777 freighter. That's the second airplane after the 747. So we'll get another one in between these two. Should enter the field of view from the left any moment now. Or no. That's not the Dreamliner, is it? Am I now mixing the airplanes up? No, of course not. There it is. Let me take a small glass of vodka. I haven't drank enough vodka. Alright. Bonus Queen arriving from Paris, Cathay Cargo flight 2014. Flight time 44 minutes, arriving from Paris. The Bravo Lima Juliet Alpha, 14 years old, first flight November 2011. Let's look and listen. Now, a massive big thanks to Hailstorm56 for a generous donation there. It's been a great month exploring the Netherlands, flying home tonight. Great to be able to see Schiphol in person, 10 out of 10. Shout out to my friend Forrest from Eindhoven for looking after me. Hailstorm, thank you so much for your kind words and for your generous donation there. You really didn't have to use a super chat to get that message across. A massive shout out to Forrest from Eindhoven as well for having looked after Hailstorm. I'm glad to hear you enjoyed the Netherlands, and I'm happy to hear you were able to visit Schiphol in real life. If you've been here the last month, you had good weather generally speaking. Absolutely lovely. Let me quickly turn back. The last two airplanes of the show for today are going to be landing here. The first one is approaching really soon. Is really close by already. It's the KLM 100 years Dreamliner, the 787-10, returning from Rio de Janeiro, KLM flight 706. Flight time has been 10 hours and 42 minutes. Most of you will know the registration by heart. It's the BKA Bravo Kilo Alpha, hailing from 2019, back when KLM was 100 years old. This livery now 6 years outdated. Reversers. Not only do they have them on board, but they are able to use them as well. Shit's going crazy. Last airplane of the day, ladies and gentlemen, Qatar Cargo flight 8205, arriving from Doha, the Jeddah Knights, 6 hours and 34 minutes the flight time, nominal flight duration. Alpha 7 Bravo Foxtrot Victor. That's the registration. It's a 5-year-old airplane, first flight June 2020. Now I'm not sure yet where I'm going to go to tomorrow. It will depend on the wind. Obviously I have a preference to be going to the Kaagbaan tomorrow because today I had to go to the Polderbaan. We'll have to see. For now, I'm already going to go ahead and thank everybody for joining me here today. I had a wonderful time despite the rumbly start. Hope you guys enjoyed the show as well. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already. If you want to help this channel grow. Welcome to opposite land where KLM uses the reversers and a triple freighter doesn't. A nice last airplane to end the show with. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Hopefully I'll see you all again tomorrow. A massive big thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the super chats, the super stickers, the gifted memberships, those who became a member themselves. Thank you for any PayPal donations and merch shop purchases that may have happened in the meantime as well. A massive big thanks to the mods for keeping the chat friendly and accessible to everybody. Hope to see you all tomorrow. For now, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay warm and healthy, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.